Anything new?
Sure. So I think one of the primary things we wanted to do was have a conversation about security plans and the CODA. I think Jared's here, correct?
Anything new?
Oh, there he is. So I think one of the primary things we wanted to do was have a conversation about security plans and the. So what I was thinking, Jared, do you want to have the roundtable about just kind of operations as a whole and then talk about the CODA, or would you like to reverse that?
No, we can have a discussion about operations as a whole. Sure.
Okay. Well, Mayor, would you like to lead that conversation, or?
I can dive into it too, John.
Okay, we can just go around. Sadie, do you want to go first?
I can go first. I think overall, kind of seeing the drop off maybe network is a little bit.
I think we've got a bad connection. Sadie, we'll come back. Steve, do you want to go? Do you want to start us off?
It's an update or talking about the CODA?
We were just going to go roundtable discussion update and then go into the CODA conversation.
Okay, yeah, everything's going pretty good here. The weekend, as far as the past week's numbers, were pretty much even with 2021 and a little bit below 2019. Nice weather, windy. A lot of people wanting to sit outside on the west side of the building in the sun. The other thing I was going to mention is, did something change with the pay parking system? Because people have been saying that it was one and now it's called something else. Do you know anything about that?
Ashley Grooms from Interstate is here. Ashley, do you have an answer for that?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Can you say it again, Steve?
The pay system for interstate parking changed from like Park Hub to something else. And a few people have been commenting to our front of the house staff that the method for payment has changed and they're having to do something different.
Oh, no. So we actually offer 3 different platforms for use. So there, well, technically 4, but there's the kiosk, and then if you scan the QR code, it takes you to Honk Mobile. And
Yeah,
if you use the link, it takes you to Park Mobile. And then if you text, it takes you to Park Mobile as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's what they're saying. They were talking about they were used to Park Mobile and now they were getting directed towards Honk Mobile, and I didn't know the answer myself. So they all work.
Yep, they all work.
So just a note, everyone, we did approve a price increase to parking rates, and that's going to take place on May 1st. And basically it's going to go to $2 an hour for the first 3 hours and then $5 an hour after that. But that has not started yet. So I just want to make sure everybody's clear. We're going to send out a community letter about that just so everybody has some information. We'll try to get that out this week probably. Everyone, I just also want to introduce you to Krista. Krista's here interviewing with the city today, and she's sitting in on our meeting. She's a graduate student at Colorado State University, and I just wanted to introduce her to all you.
Hi, everybody.
All right, well, thanks, Steve. Alex, do you want to go next?
Sure. Like Steve, we pretty much saw pretty close to numbers from 2021. We're actually saw a good increase from 2019 though. So that was good for us, but otherwise, you know, nice weather for a weekend and still fairly busy all things considered, with all the events going on downtown Denver and the valley being closed and all that good stuff. So it was a good week here.
Good. Well, thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Stephanie, are you there?
Yes, I am. So we actually, compared to everybody so far, we were actually down from 21. Not exactly sure. Tuesday was really quiet for us, so I'm not exactly sure what was happening then. And the weekend was decent, but we were about $2,000 on each day below what we were the year before. So we just keep trucking.
Well, you know, we're probably getting towards the end of spring break here, so that's probably to be expected a little bit, but you know, I think we're getting close to those summertime days, so it'll be good.
Yeah.
Lindsay, how about you?
Hey, come back to me. I'm gonna pull 2021 numbers really quick.
Okay. TJ, how was the week for you?
Yeah, we were down a little bit as well, but nothing too crazy. Pretty good week overall.
Okay. I saw Kent said in the chat that he's having an internet issue, but that things are going great for them. Who else? Janine, would you like to, are you there? Sorry. I'm not sure if she's there. Okay, I think we've talked. Carla, would you like to give an update on your project or anything?
Yes, John, thank you. Yeah, so 4 Points is we are presenting I will be presenting for 4 Points tonight on the Block 57 project for the former Gold Digger Field. We had a great reception to the project at Planning Commission last Wednesday. And we are being recommended unanimously to council tonight. And we will be going through our final development plan tonight. So we appreciate everyone who was able to come and give comment last Wednesday for us. Sadie and Chip were there. I don't see Chip on today, but that was amazing, and we welcome anyone else who wants to support us tonight to make sure that this is a go and we get some more housing in our community. So thank you.
Hey, Carla, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Tonight for public comment, is there anything specifically as a business owner that you are like, wanting, like hot word, what is it? I know, like I gave public comment for the Planning Commission, happy to support. Is there any specific messaging that you're looking for? I know the hot topic of workforce housing is key, but anything else?
Yeah, thank you, Sadie. So I think that a couple things that are important tonight, and I don't want to say too much since I know I've got at least one council member, mayor online, but I think it's important to remember that 4 Points specifically has done everything that they can do. They've reached out to the community and over the last year and a half and really tried to listen to and hear what the community members want, what the neighbors want. Additionally, the intent is for this to be workforce housing. It's to help Idaho Springs and the county for workforce. And we've talked to local business owners, and we continue that relationship and want to continue that relationship so that 4 Points desires to help the local situation more than anything. Now, they are a developer, and when it comes down to it, you've got to pay for what you're building, right? So that's a hard thing in today's times, but I think those are the key points, is that this is a yes, it's another development. It's a development in Idaho Springs. Hopefully Space Inc., my company, has done a good job of making this project feel like it belongs in Idaho Springs, and hopefully you guys can support that going forward as well. Does that help?
I just want to inject, there is not anyone that I'm aware of for or against that has signed up for public comment tonight. So if that is something that you may want to do, or someone who might want to weigh in, this is a hybrid meeting. So I'm just saying, you can either come in person or do it from the convenience of your home. But I just want everybody to know that that's certainly an avenue to take.
Thank you, Chuck.
To clarify, Mayor, if we're showing up in person, and maybe one bears on, but my understanding is if we're showing up in person, we did not need to sign up in advance for public comment. We just sign up on the sheet.
we have two kinds of public comment. There's scheduled public comment and unscheduled, and unscheduled public comment is appropriate for this kind of thing. So that should be just fine. When you come in this evening, there'll be a sheet on our little buffet area or whatever you want to call it. And that's where you
Okay.
will sign up. If you would like to do virtual, then we can do that too.
I don't, I'm not gonna be, I'll be there in person, but I had
Okay.
signed up with Wonder as well already, but
That's-
again,
That was my recollection too, Sadie, is that you had signed up. We did have a couple people I thought that had already signed up, but so yeah,
Okay.
I know Wonder's aware of your intent to speak tonight. So.
And the other thing is, you know, there are no conditions that the staff has put some conditions in there, and planning commission asked for, I think, one additional condition, and 4 Points has willingly is agreeing to, you know, working on all of those conditions going forward. So I think that there's no real reason why this shouldn't pass, but that doesn't mean that, you know, there aren't going to be some tough questions asked tonight that are going to be worth, you know, hearing and understanding and working through those items. And tonight's a great opportunity to see the plans if you haven't seen them. And if you can't make it tonight and you want a copy of those plans, just email me. The contact is in our weekly notice. I am more than willing to pass those out to you guys so that you can see what's coming, hopefully, for Idaho Springs.
Is that, Carla, just to confirm, so 6:30 or 7 o'clock?
7.
Okay.
Ashley, would you be willing to give us an update on parking?
Yeah, absolutely. So this weekend, it wasn't quite as busy as the last few weekends have been, but still pretty busy. We saw Main City holding true to about the last week numbers, but Minor dropped a little bit. We are seeing a lot of people getting used to the system now, even though a lot of new folks are coming. So we aren't seeing as many folks not registering or trying to test if we'll catch them or whatever. So we are seeing really good registration now.
Thank you. Sadie, did you want to try again? I was going to say one thing that we've done today from a staff update for everyone is we had a special event meeting where we talked about the process for doing special events both downtown and throughout the city. Sadie attended, and many of our kind of perennial special event holders attended as well. So if you guys have any questions, I think we've kind of gotten to a common ground on how we'd like those to happen. We're trying to keep that process as expedited as possible. So if you have questions for Sadie or myself, I just wanted to bring that up, but then give Sadie an opportunity to talk as well.
thanks, John. Yeah, I wanted to update the business owner and the economic group to say how wonderful the city has been reacting and working with the feedback. This has been something that from an event planning standpoint and many of the feedbacks that have come out of this meeting, which is sometimes how challenging it can be to interface with the city when it comes to planning a special event. The city has been so open and receptive to hearing those changes and to hearing that feedback. And today's meeting was just testament to the city's commitment to hearing feedback and working with business owners, property owners, and people that want to be activating and using our beautiful city for their special event. So today's meeting was really wonderful in a lot of ways, because I think John and I have been working really hard to get us to this point, and we're really starting to hit some beautiful momentum. In that note, before we get to talking about the CODA, those of you that have received an email from me about the Minor Street activation that is currently planned for our Minor Street season, if you haven't read that and replied to it, please do. I am going to be speaking in front of City Council on the 18th about what we are suggesting that the Minor Street activation look like for the season. So please review that. If you did not receive that from me, please let me know. Drop a note in the chat with your email address, and I'll make sure that you get a copy of the plan that's going to be presented in collaboration with the CODA on the 18th. So that would be what I would have to say before we transition to talking about CODA.
Really quick, before we do that, Cass is on with us today from Tourism Office. Cass, did you have anything or updates you'd want to bring to our group?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. So we are working on some new exciting things. Responsible toolkit. So getting out some responsible visitation messaging this summer. We're working on a whole new packet of tabletop brochures for our restaurants, hoping that those will be well received within the community. Working on some ads for the Front Range to remind people to visit responsibly. We're trying to switch our marketing messaging a little bit, kind of looking at it from like a bad relationship perspective and teaching others how to treat us and care for us both economically and environmentally. So we're looking at some new things there. This has all come out of the workshops that we held this winter. And so lots of moving parts. I should have some more to present possibly at the next meeting. Maybe could be an agenda item depending on time and what you guys have to cover the next meeting. But we'll have a special public meeting coming up too in May that I'll send out invitations for to cover more about the strategic plan and our new values and mission statement for the organization. But lots of changes coming. So thanks for letting me jump on and give you that update. Does anybody have any questions or want me to elaborate on any part of that further? It's a lot, sorry.
Thank you, Cass.
Thank you.
Jared, do you want to segue into the CODA and the security plan?
Sure, absolutely. So we've continued to work on the CODA. To give you a little bit of background, the City Council did see a first draft of an ordinance that would create this communal outdoor dining area a few weeks ago. So currently it is proposed to go for second reading to City Council in 2 weeks on the 25th. And next week, we are going to discuss the item in a work session with City Council on the 18th. So as part of that work session, we are planning to go over a number of items. One will be the security plan. I have been getting some comments back from staff in regards to the security plan. I do intend to send out a draft edition of that here this afternoon with hopes that I can get some comments back and some feedback in from some of the business owners by around Thursday. And so then we can potentially talk about a little bit more next Monday and segue straight into the work session discussion next Monday evening. With that, we're not trying to make it too burdensome or too many minute rules and details, but we are trying to make sure that that safety can be and everything can be maintained in that group. We also met with Sadie to talk a little bit about the event schedule because the security plan really focuses on two main aspects. One is the standard day-to-day operation, and the other is operations based on special events, and whether that's a band on your block, which we're proposing to be able to kind of have that block as a node for that event, or for something, the trial run of 4th of July, where the entire area could be utilized for, enjoying the day in the complete 3-block area, including the park down to the Vintage Moose. So those are the two different components. As I mentioned, we're kind of putting together the schedule. Now, I plan on trying to attach a basic schedule that isn't 100% finalized for events to the security plan for for all the liquor license holders to review. here, like I said, later this evening. So that's kind of where we're at on the CODA. We did have some questions from City Council when we brought it up the first time around. So Monday night's meeting is really there to provide a lot more background and give City Council a little more information about why we're changing things, and that the intent is to still basically maintain it in a very similar way as it was last year. I know that a few of you have come in and chatted with me a little bit about your spaces and a couple different items. So I have been speaking with the city attorney in regards to sidewalk utilization. I don't have 100% answer on that yet. I'm hoping to get that very soon though. But yes, hoping to get back to everyone in regards to that here in the near future, and be able to get everything finalized and ready for a great summer. With that, does anyone have any questions at this time?
Well, thank you, Jared. I appreciate you taking the business input on that. Very important. And I think most of us look forward to it. Before I sign off, anybody have anything else? Well, I might see some of you tonight at the meeting, and if not, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll see everybody next week. Take care.
Thank you.